But it's nice and sunny for the start of the match against Newport. The Wasps have just dumped the Monarchs unceremoniously out the cup, and they could do well here, I suspect. And one of their key men will be their young Aussie reserve, Joel Parsons. Joel, I would say you've got quite a good record at this track, haven't you?
Yeah, I always come here, enjoy riding here, and the thing is popping out the start and then just choosing the right line and knowing what the homeboys are going to do is the key thing. And we were a bit worried about getting through to the knockout cup round with Edinburgh at Newport on Tuesday night, and we ended up beating them by 10 points more than we needed to. So, you know, we had a good one. We had a good one here last time. We didn't lose by, well, yeah, we lost by about 16, but it was an enjoyable meeting and everybody sort of chipped in, and, you know, we just got to look for that, but a bit better tonight, hopefully. Yeah.
You and Derek have a few quite hot battles. You quite enjoy those?
Yeah, me and Derek could go back a couple of years ago when me and Derek had a bit of a tangle here and took out the fence boards, but now we always have a decent battle at Newport or here. This year we've both been, you know, like going at it, and you know, hopefully more of it. Just keep it safe though.
The Newport team is quite solid, in spite of the fact that you've had these injuries. You're all going pretty well, apart from one inexperienced rider you have to have on the side.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, the other reserves are both learning, and Tim's willing to give the young lads a go, and you know, they are struggling a bit, you know, in the Premier League, but. The rest of the boys, I mean, Wilco's gone from strength to strength and he's getting stronger every meeting. Schramm, he's come in and surprised a lot of people, and I think I've surprised a few heads as well. And you know, with Watto being injured, and we've had some decent guests come in and replace him, and you know, we've been scoring quite a few points out of the guests that we've used for him. And Neil's been missing, and we've been scoring quite well at rider replacement for Neil, but he's back now, and to be honest, I think he's come back quite well after the injury he had. So you know, we're back to fairly full strength apart from Watto, but like I said, the guests that are riding for us are doing a decent job in Watto's place. So, you know, I think we'll be fairly, well, not hard to beat, but we should put up a decent fight at most away tracks now as well.
Well, you're in quite a good position today because you're 31 points ahead for the bonus, so you can almost take that for granted and maybe push ahead and possible win, you think?
Yeah, well, we'd like to win away. We'd like to go home tonight, thinking we've won here at in away track. But I think 31 points, I think we've definitely got the bonus point. I don't see us losing by that much here today. But like you said, we'd love to get the win here. And if we did, I'm sure we'd all be very happy.
And are you quite happy with the way you're going?
Yeah, I've had some up and downs. I've had a few decent meetings. I got 11 against Edinburgh on Tuesday night at Newport, but I've had quite a few down meetings as well. So I've just got to try and keep thinking about the top meetings and remember what I did right, and keep on trying to score big points in most meetings.
Yeah, I suppose like everybody else, you don't really know what will happen with the reserve rules next year. Presumably you'll be moving up into the body of the team.
Yeah, well, that's what I'd like. I think I'd like to get up there, and it'd push me on a little bit more than staying at reserve all the time, you know. But you know, this year is unfortunately we have to stay at reserve no matter how you've gone, so you just have to make the most of it and just try and score as many points as you can.
Yeah. Okay then, Joe, well, we'll look forward to more entertaining racing from you, and look forward to watching you tonight. Thanks.
Well, a very good evening to you and welcome to another EMTV Rewind. It's Friday night, which means time for more classic action from the archives of the What the Fuck Edinburgh Monarchs. I hope you're all well and that you're keeping safe. Tonight we're going to take you back to 2006 and to the 30th of June when Newport came calling in the Premier League. My name is Liam Rudden.
And I'm John McGilvery. Well, Newport had just completed a victory over us in the Knockout Cup when they returned to Armadale in the league on the 30th of June 2006. Both sides had their number ones missing. We used rider replacement for Henrik Moller, and Newport were missing Craig Watson with Mark Lemon guesting. The Wasps had plenty of entertaining riders, including Carl Wilkinson, Neil Collins, Chris Schramm and Joel Parsons, and we knew they would be competitive visitors. For the Monarchs that night then, number 1 it was rider replacement for Henrik Moller, number 2 Teal Piper, number 3 Matthew Weathers, number 4 William Lawson, and number 5 Rusty Harrison. At 6 it was Sean Stoddart, and at number 7 Willie Lawson. Liam.
Thanks John, and lining up for Newport that night were at number 1 it was a guest, it was Mark Lemon, and number 2 Chris Schramm. Neil Collins was number 3 with Tony Atkin at number 4, Carl Wilkinson came in at 5, Joel Parsons at 6 and Billy Legg at number 7. So now without further ado, let's join Mike Hunter in the commentary box and let's go racing.
Home ring heat then of tonight's Premier League match. Mark Lemon the guest for Newport on gate 1, William Lawson the rider replacement for Henrik Moller is in gate 2, Chris Schramm gate 3 and Teal Piper in gate 4. Piper I was sure was away well, but he pulled back there and he's gone for the cut back and he's come absolutely flying through there in tremendous style. William Lawson got totally squeezed out after going quite well into the first turn, but I think his engine's giving him problems there. Well, Piper came from miles back, and that seems to be his preferred method to do the cutback. Now Lawson's gone up inside Schramm and taken him. If he can hang on coming out the turn here. There he goes. I don't know quite what happened to William down the back straight. He may well just have felt there wasn't enough room. But he doesn't look all that fast. Schramm's come down on that first corner in a bit of a heap. And they put the red flags out as a precaution, but the Monarchs take a 4-2 in the opening race as Chris Schramm gets himself upright again.
Plenty of passing and of course a little tumble there from Chris Schramm at the end, just to round it all off. A good start though, good positive.
Gate 2, it'll be Sean Stoddart coming into gate number 1. And he seems to be on a Piper machine. Theo has 2 bikes here, Sean seems to be on one of them. Gate 2 is Joel Parsons, gate 3 is Derek Snedden, and Billy Legg going from gate 4. Snedden away well, and Stoddart's inside Parsons there on the first turn. And tight for second spot, and it's Stoddart who squeezes ahead of the Australian. As I said before, Parsons and Snedden have had some really good tussles here, some fairly strong arm stuff between the pair of them sometimes, but it looks at the moment as though Derek's got the drop so far. Sean Stoddart trying to get back into the picture. Oh, Derek Snedden's in a hopeless mess there, and he's gifted the lead to Joel Parsons. That was shocking. Now Snedden tries to make up for his gaffe. Derek really struggling to find his form, and that really a total giveaway there. Parsons wins it by a couple of lengths in the end. Completely unnecessary mistake, and so the latest battle between these two ends in a win for Joel Parsons in the end in a shared race.
Allow Joel Parsons through to take the race win. And sure, the share of the spoils in heat number 2. Unluckiest
Gate 3, Neil Collins, just back in action after injury, but he's come back this week. Gate 2 is Willie Lawson, Gate 3 is Tony Atkin, and Matthew Weathers is Gate 4. Tony Atkin away well there, Matthew Weathers shaping to go round them all, and Atkins lost it and Weathers leads, and Lawson's come through to join him. Well, that was a highly eventful first bend. And Neil Collins almost crashing into William Lawson there, and he's lost a lot of ground. Neil normally pretty competitive here. There's Matthew going haywire on the first and second bend as well. What on earth's the matter? Is the track too damp or something? Maybe I was too harsh on Derek Snedden, because everybody else is getting into trouble up there as well. Lawson and Weathers lead the way. No more mishaps. Final turn, and in the end pretty comfortable for the two Monarchs, with a surprisingly poor return to Armadale for Neil Collins, who's been here many times but was in real difficulties in the early stages of that race, as was Tony Atkin indeed. So 5-1 there. That's opened up the kind of gap the Monarchs will be looking for at this stage. Joel Parsons is going to be the man in gate 1. He's replacing Billy Legg here. Gate 2 is old adversary Derek Snedden. Gate 3 Carl Wilkinson. Gate 4 Rusty Harrison. Wilkinson's away quite well. He leads the way from Rusty. Snedden and Parsons tussling for third, and it's Parsons getting the better of it. Harrison's chasing Wilkinson. Snedden right on the outside of Parsons there, really going for it. Harrison's almost up level with Wilkinson, trying a cut back there. That could work. It has worked. Harrison's Wilkinson's up inside him if he can control it here. Wilkinson's back round the outside, a cracking race. Rusty switches to the outside again, he's going for the big blast. Just short there, going to be an exciting finish. Harrison on the outside, Wilkinson on the inside, trying to block it out. Who's going to make it? Wilkinson by a half a length. Terrific race there. Absolutely superb stuff by these two. Wilco got it, and with Parsons again beating Derek Snedden, the Wasps take a race advantage. That was one of the best races of the season. Well done to these two. Terrific. Heat number 5, Matthew Weathers rides from gate 1. Chris Schramm in gate 2. William Lawson's in gate 3, and Mark Lemon on the outside. In past experience of Mark Lemon, he usually takes a ride to get used to things and then pretty hard to beat thereafter. Certainly away well, I think. Although it's Schramm to the corner and Lemon joining him, and the Monarchs pair trailing badly. William Lawson, terrible start. Matthew trying so very hard to get inside Lemon. He has. Lemon will be aiming to come back round him again, I should think. He's not quite got there. Chris Schramm leads the way. He can come out with some surprise rides sometimes. Matthew might have to move out a bit. Lemon's cut back now. A surprisingly poor effort by Lemon, and Weathers is now closing in on Schramm up front, with Lawson still badly last. Schramm wins it. Second successive 4-2 to the visitors, and they're making a fight of it, or Monarchs perhaps making a mess of it. William Lawson struggling with his engines, and it certainly showed there. That was a terrible effort. P6, Wilkinson, Piper, Billy Legg and Rusty Harrison. Wilkinson away well. Piper cuts for the inside. Harrison goes roaring for the outside. Piper's through. That cutback's worked again, but Harrison just squeezed out there. Now he comes inside Wilkinson. We're going to get another interesting one between the two sorry, not the two Aussie, between the Aussie and Wilco. Here comes Harrison again. He's well placed this time, and he's got round the outside, I think. Not much room there. He should really get round his partner as well if he can. Oh, Rusty, almost into the boards. He's trying so hard. Last bend again. What can he do this time? He's trying the cutback. That sometimes pays off. Not this time. Third place for Rusty. Well, he gave it everything. Good ride by Wilkinson. Harrison was through at one point, but couldn't hold it. And the Monarchs double their lead 2-4. They're not going to get the bonus point. Heat 7, Rusty Harrison, Neil Collins, Sean Stoddart, Tony Atkins. Rusty's just about made it to the first corner. He lifted a bit. Oh dear. He's been taken on both sides by the Newport riders. Well, Rusty's not in the best of form at the moment. Now he's got in amongst them, has he? Not quite. He did seem to be quite well placed there. Neil Collins almost coming to grief as he locks up. It's very tight. Rusty's got round Neil. What's he going to do now? Where's Rusty going to go? He's ducked to the inside. He's still in second. It's a tight battle. And Harrison's going to come through, I think. Yeah. Well, it wasn't all that tidy by any of them. But it's a super effort by Rusty Harrison, and probably what he needs at this point to get a bit of a break and take the race win. It could have been easier if he hadn't slipped up early on, but he doesn't stop trying, and that was a great win. Heat 8, Derek Snedden, Joel Parsons has been brought into this one again. Teal Piper unbeaten after 2, and Chris Schramm. And Piper at the back there, held back at that first corner, and the Wasps lead the way again. Monarchs skating diabolical, as it often is. That may make for good racing. Schramm in a bit of a mess there. Whoa, Piper locking up badly. Parsons lead the way, and Teal's making heavy weather of it. Schramm's away to the fence here. He's still ahead of Piper. Once again, Schramm a long way round. Piper's through this time, but Parsons leads, and Derek Snedden trailing. Very good win for Joel Parsons, and really that's a dreadful heat for the Monarchs. Teal Piper's habit of not going for the first corner and trying to cut back does not always work, and it didn't work there. So Newport have cut the gap to 2, and really they're making a good match of it. Gate 9 then, and William Lawson rides from gate 1. He's looked very slow so far. Carl Wilkinson gate 2, Matt Weathers gate 3, and Billy Legg in gate 4. And as usual, the visiting man's away best. Wilkinson leads the way. Weathers on the outside, Lawson on the inside. Wilkinson across the turn there. Nobody quick enough to do anything about it. Once again, Wilkinson locks up quite considerably, and the Monarchs are on his tail. Have to watch they don't interfere with each other. Lawson's getting close now. One more lock up from Wilco, there it is, and Lawson's through, brilliant. Wilkinson comes back, he might lock up again though, and Weathers is close. Another superb race here, we're certainly getting some terrific racing. Looks as though Matthew's just been shaken off now. William Lawson took advantage of a slight lock-up by Wilkinson, and that was a terrific race. I think all Wilkinson's races have been good ones, and the Monarchs take a 4-2 there. They're 4 up. They're certainly not shaking the Wasps off, but we are getting some very good racing. The Monarchs' performance might not be good, but the meeting is exciting.
And allow Matthew Weathers to get past as well. Unfortunately not to be, but still a heat advantage the way of the Monarchs. So we'll come out to take it, of course, for excellent group number 9. Sheer appreciation for the man in blue, William Lawson.
Heat number 10, Piper, Atkin, Weathers and Neil Collins. And Matthew Weathers, a terrific burst to the first corner. Here's Neil round the outside, but again though, he's just not quite getting it right, Neil Collins. He locked up coming out the second corner. Teal Piper settles in for the team ride, and this is a 5-1 the Monarchs could do with making sure of. The Collins-Atkin pairing has been the vulnerable one for the Wasps. Weathers and Piper a long way clear. They just need to avoid mistakes. Nice steady last turn, and the 5 points in the bag by a long way there. And I must say Neil Collins is not having a good meeting. I've probably said that already. It's quite a surprise because he usually gives so much entertainment here. Well, that puts Monarchs 8 ahead. A bit of a cushion for them, but we're not taking anything for granted. Heat 11, Chris Schramm on gate 1. We've seen him looking dangerous. Gate 2, Rusty Harrison. Gate 3, Mark Lemon, who hasn't really played the expected part yet. And Sean Stoddart rides from gate 4. And Harrison gets ahead here. Oh, and Lemon's down. Well, so often when Rusty makes the gate, the race gets stopped. He will be annoyed that that's happened yet again, and no doubt it'll be all 4.
Lemon then hits the deck in the first and second bit, unable to get up and get his bike up.
Well, Mark Lemon ruled out there. Could have been first Ben bunching, but Lemon's out of it. Chris Schramm on his own against Harrison and Stoddart. I think Rusty's got the better start again. Gone pretty wide though, and Schramm, whoa, really squeezes him up against the fence. Well, Rusty finding it difficult to maintain his lead. So once again he sets out after the race leader. Sweeping wide. Schramm erratic, very erratic. But there should be chances for Harrison to come through. Oh, and Schramm surely must be ruled the guilty party there. Both these riders have stopped, and the race has been stopped. So we'll await the referee. I think Chris Schramm has been excluded, and it may be a 5-0.
To see what the referee's decision is on that numbers.
Well, John, referee stopping that one now. The rider in yellow excluded as primary cause of stoppage. The race.
Heat 12 then, and it's reserve Joel Parsons on a TR for Newport. He's had 2 wins. He's on gate 1. Gate 2 is Matthew Weathers. Gate 3 Neil Collins, and Derek Snedden in gate 4. Good start by Weathers. He clamps down on Parsons, and Snedden's round as well. Now, can they get it right this time? Derek Snedden in front, and Matthew Weathers linking up with him. Parsons, of course, won't score anything if he doesn't pass either of the home men. Or rather, I mean, won't double his points. Neil Collins really out of it, and he's having a very poor time. It's not the normal Neil at all. Into the last lap. Men riding harder and better. Cautious last corner, and he's got there this time. and it is a home 5-1, and they've negated the TR completely, and that surely clinches the match for the Monarchs. Full marks to them. Derek Snedden might be going badly, but he never shirks it, and he came out and did a great job there to clinch the win.
And in this case, Joel Parsons did it.
8:13 then. Theo Piper, he's the rider replacement. Mark Lemon, Rusty Harrison, and the TR is Carl Wilkinson. And Lemon's got his best start. Piper trying to cut past him, and Harrison looking for room on the outside and not finding any. Here comes Wilkinson blasting around the outside. Piper trying to hold him out whilst looking for a way to pass Lemon, and he might find it here. Harrison's been shaken off this time. Piper holding it very tight there. Now he's got the back end round, he's looking for the burst off the inside, but I think he's let Lemon get just too far ahead here. Harrison needs to pass Wilkinson to stop him doubling his points. And he's on his tail now, getting very sunny on that top bend. And it looks as though the Wasps are going to take an advantage here. They have, let me add that one up. I think it's a 5-2 that time, with Lemon getting a decent start for once, and that's the first good ride he's had.
And a good win, but Theo Piper.
8:14, Tony Atkin on gate 1. Tony's ambition of having a good Armadale meeting hasn't happened yet. Gate 2 is Sean Stoddart. Gate 3 is Joel Parsons. And William Lawson comes from gate 4. Everything is decided. Newport get the bonus. Edinburgh get the match points, and we've got 2 more races to watch. Lawson away quite well from the outside, and he's gone tearing around the field there. That's how it's done. Too many of the Monarchs won't do that from gate 4. Parsons in second. He's been impressive again in the reserve berth. Just his TR ride that wasn't so good. Sean Stoddart trying to get close to Tony Atkin. And it's well strung out now. It's not been Williams' greatest night, but he seems to have got things right in the end. Good strong win there for Lawson, and he keeps going.
Well, just before Heat 15, let me jump in here to remind you that there's no Sunday lunch this week. We're back next week. However, if you've missed any of the Sunday lunch interviews, you can catch them all now on the official club website by going to the EMTV page, where you'll find them all uploaded. Enjoy. John.
Yeah, thanks Liam, and thanks as always go to What the Fork, who announced this week that they will be continuing their partnership with Edinburgh Monarchs. So thank you to them, and it's great to have them on board for another couple of years. They've launched a brand new app as well for food ordering or delivery. You can download it now from the Apple Store or from Google Play. There will be no EMTV Rewind next week, as there's a Grand Prix, so we'll be back on Friday the 4th of August with another EMTV Rewind. We'll see you then, and as always, stay safe and enjoy Heat 15.
Heat 15 then, Carl Wilkinson, William Lawson, Mark Lemon and Matthew Weathers. And Lawson, I think, muscled his way to the front, and there's Weathers through on the inside. He's got Wilkinson, he's into third. A good first bend by the home men. Matthew's going to have to work if he's going to pick anything up, because Carl Wilkinson's challenging him hard. Matthew just about squeezed him out there, but Wilco's coming round hard. Another good battle for the minor positions. Lawson's clear. He's finished the night strongly. There's Wilkinson really barging his way inside Weathers now, but you have to be pretty good to move Matthew over. Great win for Lawson by a long way there, and a very good third place by Matthew Weathers under strong pressure from Carl Wilkinson. A good race to finish with. We had a lot of good ones tonight, I thought, really. The Monarchs' performance was up and down, shall we say, but the racing was absolutely excellent, lots to enjoy, and in the end a pretty sound victory by 53 points to 37.
What's the best stuff for the Monarchs then? He'll come out to take applause and the last race winner of the night in red for the Monarchs.
Well, here are the victorious Scott Waste Monarchs tonight. I'm not sure which one of them is going to be the Monarch of the match, because nobody was entirely consistent and everybody did something. So in the end they got a good win by 53 points to 37. There was some very good racing, and the team got a chance to try and find their best form and win the match at the same time. No Henrik Moller at number 1 tonight, of course, but Theo Piper scored 12 and 1 from 5 at number 2. Matthew Weathers 11 and 2 from 6. He was probably the most consistent. William Lawson 13 from 6. Couple of bad rides and 4 wins. Rusty Harrison got 9 from 5 and fought very hard, but another last in heat 13. Sean Storrett got 3 and 2 from 4. And Derek Snedden, very up and down, finished with a win, 5 from 4 for Derek. Mark Lemon, he got 8 points from 5 rides, which is a wee bit disappointing by his standards as the guest for the Wasps. Chris Schramm got 4 from 4. Neil Collins 2 and 1 from 4. Tony Atkin 4 and 1 from 4. That pairing didn't really hit it off, and Neil had his poorest night probably. Carl Wilkinson got 9 from 5. Joel Parsons was very good at reserve with 10 from 5. And Billy Legg got 0 from 3. And William Lawson's been chosen as the Halmond Engineering Monarch of the match. And I happen to know that Callum's going to be presented with a polo shirt with his name on it, that's the Monarch's crest, at some stage during this operation. It's good to see him here, the Hearts man, and it's good to see the sun shining in the end after a bad day. That's it then. Good night from Armadale.